Hey team, right, we're going to look at taking some pressure off those knees now. So as we go through the injury series, you will have spent some time looking at our feet videos. We're going to move up and have a look at the knee. Now often we spend a lot of time with runners telling us they've either got runner's knee or otherwise known as ITB syndrome. So you basically get tension through the ITB, pulls on the knee, makes it very uncomfortable. Those of you who had it know that it often takes a little while to release. So what we're going to do is give you some tips to start getting rid of that, and the first few tips we've got are using the roller, okay? All I'm going to get Jess to do first initially is just squat badly for me. So it's just squats, and if she lets her knees cave in and her arch collapse. Now often if someone's squatting like that, and you can do this test at home, you can do a squat test, if you find that you are getting collapse through the arch and the knees caving in, then quite often, if Jess now comes up now, if she stands on one leg and then lets the same thing happen, just to let everything collapse and cave in, you can see when she's running the same thing's going to happen as it would in the squat. Once the knee's caving in, the arch is collapsing. If it's happening in a squat, chances are when you're on one leg when you're running, the same thing will happen. That's then going to put pressure through this area, which will then mean that knee's going to get loaded, and it's going to get loaded in a way you don't want it to be loaded. So let's take the pressure off it. So ways we can do that, there's a lot of soft tissue that attaches around the knee. So we've got the calves that are coming up. So the first thing we're going to roll is the calf muscles. So I'm going to get Jess to come down. Good. Now when you're rolling the calf muscle, again, we're seeking out those tight spots. We're seeking out the areas that are tender. We're seeking out the areas that need a little bit of love. So you can do that as Jess is doing by slowly moving up and down, looking for the tender spot. Once you're there, you're going to hold. You're going to breathe in and out through the nose, stay relaxed, and embrace it. Simply speaking, scale of 1 to 10. If it's at a 1, it probably doesn't need any help. If it's anything below a 5, I wouldn't worry. It's once you start getting up above a 5. Once you're up above a 5, then you want to make sure you're spending some time on it. If it's real tender and up at a 7 plus, an 8, 9, then take some of the load off. You don't want to be putting that much tension through the muscle at this stage. Again, obviously doing both parts as well. So other muscles we've got that attach to and around the knee, we've got the hamstrings. So if Jess comes further up now. And again, just exploring around that hamstring area. In particular, the bicep femoris as well on the outside and coming down to the short head of that. That really does put some tension on there as well. That's good, Jess. Nice work. From there we've got the adductors. So Jess can now come up onto the roller and the muscles on the inside of the thigh. So again, as these get tight, they can start to pull the knee inwards. That's it, good Jess. Again, same thing, hold in for 20 to 30 seconds once you find the tender spot. Feeling good? Yeah. Again, if you go through it and the muscles are feeling good, you don't need to put as much pressure on or spend as long on that area. From there, Jess can come up to the hip. So she comes up to the hip. We're going to get the soft, fleshy part just on the outside of the hip, and then she can explore around right there around the outside of the glutes. Good, and then she can come over onto the front of her hip as well. And again, from the hips, you can then move down and explore down the quad muscle as well. Nice work, Jess, good. And again, with the quads, come down to the mid quad and down towards the knee as well. Good. Now Jess looks like hers are feeling pretty comfortable. Some of you won't be able to take this much load through, so you can come down to your elbows. So if Jess drops down, then she can take more tension through the elbows and this leg here to support her. Now if you feel a tender spot, if you hold there, Jess, and as you get more comfortable, if I get you to flex this leg for me, you can start to create some movement which will start to break down those adhesions and get better movement through the soft tissue as well. Good, just curling slowly up. Again, remembering to breathe with it, remembering to smile, remembering to embrace it as well. Good job, Jess. Nice work. So there you've got some of the exercises we can use with the roller. All right, so enjoy it, use them well. Don't be shy about using them. It will start to take that pressure off the knee joint.